When you were a child, did you ever think about what you wanted to be when you grew up? Did you ever have family members ask you? Well, of course you did. Your dreams as a child, though, probably changed as you got older. By the time you were an adult, your career path probably changed many times. But I had dreams of my own. The problem was I really had no one to help me achieve those dreams. I just had no idea of how I was going to get to where I wanted to be. Frankly, I wish I had someone then give me the advice that I'm about to give you now. It starts with self reflection. Think about what you like to do, don't like to do, what you need, and what you want from a profession. Working with a wrench was not high on my list. Let's say you want to be a C-level executive in a financial services firm. You won't get that job out of school. You'll have to figure out the lower level jobs that will give you credibility to eventually apply for the job you really want. You will need business classes, accounting, and probably even a CPA license. If you want to be a principal of a school, getting a degree in education is a good first step. Become a teacher, become a director of curriculum, and then become a principal. See what I mean? What is your trajectory to eventually getting to where you want to be professionally? And what we know is that there might be more than one path to get you to where you want to be. That's okay. You can always refine your pathway, and there might even be detours along the way. You might want to be a nurse. You plot your strategy, but somewhere down the line you become fascinated with physical therapy and you revise your path. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever you decide to pursue, be flexible and research your career goals to make sure that you truly understand the skills and requirements you will need. Adjust your expectations accordingly. If you're starting out in your career, your pathway also requires you to determine what education you need, and not to mention what courses you need to take. Nowadays, most jobs require computer skills, writing proficiency, knowing how to do rigorous analysis, plus whatever special knowledge needed for the profession. So your early path starts with education. Next comes training. Do you need any special degrees or certifications? I call it a career path for a reason. It is a path, it's a journey. There's a good chance that you are well beyond the early stages of figuring out what you want to be when you grow up. You have a plan, whether it's written or not, and you are somewhere on that path right now. But self reflection is still a very good idea. Now, it might be more important to reflect on where you are on the pathway right now. I'd like you to write down a list of your accomplishments. Actually, this is something you should be keeping whether you're looking for a job or not. What have you achieved at work? What recognition have you received along the way? What skills do you have? And how would they apply to the career you now seek? If you're employed in an organization where someone already has your dream job, study what that person does. You don't have to let them know. Or you could have a candid conversation with them that goes something like this. I know I'm a long way away from achieving it, but I'd really like to have a job like yours someday. Is there any chance you could help me, mentor me along the way? Most people will be flattered and they will say yes, unless they think you're a jerk or feel threatened by you. But even if you don't want to confess your dream, you can still watch what the person does and what it took him or her to get there. One thing you're likely to find out is that the path to that job may not be a straight one. Quite often, people have to make lateral moves along the way. Use that information to establish your career path. Think about the experience you have now, your education, your hard and soft skills, everything that you bring to the table. Next, think about how that applies to the job you want. Are you ready to move into that job now? Will you need to acquire additional skills or knowledge? Is there an intermediate step? I am absolutely convinced that if you have a career path in mind, your chance of achieving your professional goals are so much greater than the person who just randomly applies for jobs and sends out resumes. In my career, I've hired many people and reviewed thousands of applications. That's why, insert shameless plug here, I created an online course that helps you create your career path and deal with everything from questions that you're likely to be asked in interviews to how to negotiate a fair salary. I've put a link to this course in the show notes and on the screen below. If you are serious about advancing in your career, you will want to investigate and take this online course right now. Check it out, daveedwardsmedia.com. Thanks.